we have lost Dad like this. I can't bear it. I never thought it would happen so soon. It breaks my heart to think that he missed out on so much of my life. I've got so much more to do. He didn't even get to see me get married, let alone have children. He promised to walk me down the aisle. He said it would be the happiest day of his life. I can't bear to see him miss out like this. Nobody will ever be able to replace him. I will have a deep hole in my heart and soul forever.
Susie, he'll be watching our wedding from the sky, okay? Stop crying now, you must be exhausted. There's no real reason to cry anymore. He'll be happy to see you get married from above like this. He'll have the best view from up there.
Honey, I just can't think about it any longer. The second I think about it, I just feel like I could explode. I have too much emotion. I can't keep it in any longer. If I don't cry, I don't know what'll happen. My love for him was always so strong. You can't just get over that so quickly.
He's right, Susie. I can't watch you cry like that any longer. Just take some deep breaths and focus on the ceremony. Look at all the flowers. They're lilies, Dad's favorite. Do you remember the time you forgot to buy him flowers on his birthday one year and ran to the shops to go and buy some? Nowhere had lilies, so you ran a marathon around town to find the right ones. Ever since then, you've bought lily seeds so that you would never run out of lilies on his birthday again. He loved you, honey, and he won't ever stop loving you. And we all wanted him to be there for your wedding. None of us would have known that he would leave us all of a sudden like this. But you can't let that stop you from having a lovely wedding. It's up to you to enjoy it now. That's what he would want anyway. I know you're struggling, honey. More than me. You're so sensitive, and I hate to see you like this. It's good you've still got me to have at your wedding, right? It's better than nothing, honey. I'm still here for you. Please stop crying like that. I'll be there for you no matter what, just like I always was.
Mom, don't cry as well. Don't cry because of me. I know you're handling this way better than me. Please don't cry. When you start, you can't ever stop. I hate seeing you cry, Mom. Even though I've lost Dad, I must have a lovely wedding. Everything is gonna go as planned, and we will all be happy. Okay, look, I'm not crying anymore. Please don't cry, Mom. Everything will go as planned. Maybe you'll find someone there. Someone else to spend your life with. You never know. That way Dad can watch over us from heaven, and he'll be happy to see us not so sad. He always said the thing that made him the most sad was seeing us sad. We have to be happy for him. We can't ruin this day for him. But just let me cry today. Today is all I need. Just one day to get it out of my system. Then we can be happy for Dad. We can start our lives up again and live as happily as we did before.
Lizzie, you must be so worried to see your daughter like this. I haven't seen her cry like this ever. It must be so awful watching your own daughter be so distraught like this. But don't worry, I will always be there for her no matter what happens. She'll always have someone to lean on. I wouldn't ever dream of doing anything to hurt her or make her upset. She is my world, and I am so happy that I met her all those years ago. My life has never been better, and I wanted to stay that way. She's my forever. Even though John has passed on, I'll be there for her like her father was. Someone who is there not just to ask questions to understand, but to understand just from a feeling. I have nobody else but Susie. I'll try my hardest for her. Susie is truly my world, and I love her to death. You don't need to worry too much about her. I've got her back forever and always. Just focus on your own health and take good care of yourself, Lizzie, okay? I know you've been struggling recently with your knees, making it hard to do exercise, but please push through. I can't bear to see you lose yourself over this.
Thank you, Louie, really. Having you around takes a whole lot of weight off of my shoulders, and I know that I don't have to worry about Susie. Susie really did a great job at choosing her future husband. Thanks to you, John is safe, watching us from above. He can rest now. Thank you so much.
It's my pleasure to keep your daughter safe. Oh, Mom, hello.
Yes, here I am. Oh, you aren't looking so good, Lizzie. You've gone pale. Maybe take a seat for now. I'm so sorry this happened right before the wedding. Are you okay as well, Susie, honey? You've been through so much over the past 2 weeks, I can't begin to imagine how bad you feel.
Rachel, you came.
Hello, Rachel. Come in. We are distraught to have gone through such a terrible thing just before the wedding. So thank you for coming at such short notice. Have dinner with us this evening before you go. You came such a long way. Yes, Lizzie, I would like that. You must have had a difficult time organizing all of this so quickly. But don't worry about me. Go and talk to your more important guests. I'm fine on my own. Anyways, Susie, do you have a minute to talk?
Yes, Rachel?
Okay, let's go out here for a minute.
Yes, okay.
You must be feeling terrible right now. I wanted to console you away from the crowds for a while. That's why I asked you to come out here. You looked like you were struggling in there. And if you're in there the whole time, you'll only end up feeling even worse with all the people coming up to you. Breathe in the fresh air out here. It'll make you feel better. Send your father off with one last deep breath and let go.
Thank you for taking care of me like this, Rachel.
Of course, you are my future daughter-in-law after all. I'm just doing my job. And when you get married to my wonderful son, you're moving into the apartment where the deposit has already been paid, right?
Yes?
But if you've got a bit of money, buying your own apartment is the best option, right? By any chance, did your father have a little talk with you before he passed? About giving you a house or anything like that? Or if not, did he mention anything about inheritance or anything along those lines?
Oh, no, he didn't mention anything like that to me at all.
Oh, well, yes. I suppose he went so quickly. He wouldn't have known it was going to happen so soon. So I suppose he wouldn't have said anything to you. But seeing as you're the firstborn, you'll end up inheriting the most, right?
I don't know, actually. I've been all over the place these past few weeks. I haven't thought about inheritance at all.
Right, of course. I'm sure your mom will talk to you about it after the funeral has ended. Well, in any case, issues with inheritance should be solved as quickly as possible, even between close family members. If not, problems might arise later down the line. You never know, even amongst family. And I'm sure this is your first time dividing up inheritance, right? I remember being quite good at it. The trick is to read the fine print of everything. So you can ask me for help if you get stuck. Don't be afraid to tell me everything. Just tell me exactly what your father wrote in his will and I'll divide it all up for you, okay? I'm on your side, always.
Thank you for being so honest with me. After all of this has cleared up and I've had time to calm down, I will contact you if I run into any problems. Thank you for offering to help me.
Of course. Let's go in now.
I'm here, Mom. Have you finished sorting through all of Dad's things?
I'm almost done. I never knew he had so much stuff. This is the first time that his things have been sorted through. He was always a sneaky hoarder and never tidied up. Sorry for the mess, honey. The last stage of cleaning is when it tends to get even messier before it gets all sorted. It'll look like a pigsty in here before it looks good.
Oh, Mom. I'll come and see you more often now. I can't bear to think of you being lonely here on your own. There's so much stuff here that reminds me of Dad. I can't even imagine what it's like to be living here constantly. You've been through so much. No matter how hard it's gotten for you, you have never given up fighting. You keep going and always show people respect and kindness, even when you're hurting. I'm so proud of you, Mom. I can't wait to grow up and be like you too.
Oh, my lovely daughter. I am so grateful to have you. I am constantly being reminded of John, but it's happy memories. We built our life together here. I see all his things and think back fondly. Don't worry about me. I'm loving being here. And thank you for appreciating everything I do. I know it's hard to show your appreciation for someone when they've been so good to you. But it's heartwarming hearing you say that to me after all these years. Have you finished all of the wedding planning yet?
I'm glad you're happy, Mom. Yes, I sorted everything out ages ago, thank goodness. I've booked everything for the honeymoon now and put the final paperwork in for the new apartment. I'm so excited. I would dream of marrying the love of my life. I'm so happy my dreams have come true. Anyways, that's enough about me. You told me to come alone today. You said you had something to tell me? Is everything okay? I think Sandy has gone out for now, though, so what is it? What is it that you wanted to tell me?
It's about Dad's will. It looks like he already had a go at sorting out the inheritance. I'm guessing he started thinking about it after finding out that he was sick, and for once in his life decided to do something before it got too late. He always used to hand things in late at work and school, but because he was so charming, no one ever told him off. He could get away with murder, that man. But something deep down in him knew that it was time to write out his will. Breaks my heart to think about him writing it. He must have known something bad was going to happen.
Oh, he wrote a will? I thought he never got round to it after all. Wow, yeah. He must have been really scared. I'm pretty sure he only gave me my birthday card on my actual birthday once. But you're right, he always had some crazy excuse and would look at me with those please forgive me eyes and everything would be fine. I had no clue about this. I don't even know anything about his finances or if he owned any properties. I just thought I'd be getting his handmade rug from when he went traveling around India. And then whatever's left, I just thought we'd split it up between you, me, and Sandy. Just the three of us equally.
It's not exactly equally divided, but you are getting that rug. Sandy says it's too dirty for her taste, and I've got plenty more rugs. But anyways, he decided to leave his biggest asset to you, a house. Not this house, another one. He has owned another house for many years now. He bought it back in the early 2000s when houses were a lot cheaper. The other house is worth double what this one is. To tell the truth, your dad said that he was going to give that house to you a while back. You really helped out Dad's business back when it was struggling, and I think it is right to give you a house.
Oh, Mom, I had no idea you would give me such a big property. But what about Sandy?
Well, your father also owned a small area of land outside of the city. If we do a bit of maintenance on it, it should sell for quite a lot of money. After that, he said to divide the remaining money he had in savings between the three of us. I'm happy with just keeping this house. We built our lives together here, and I can't bear to let it go. So I am happy, even though I only got this house out of all of this. So you don't need to worry about me or Sandy. Just focus on getting ready for your wedding. You don't need to think about anything else, okay?
Thank you, Mom. Just know that I won't ever sell the house Dad has given me. Never. I can't do that. He saved up even before I was born.
Okay, but if the time comes when you do need to sell, don't be afraid to. That's why he gave it to you. It's a secure place to keep money. It's yours now, so you can do whatever you'd like with it. You should guard it very closely, however. I'm only saying this just in case. But even if it's family, you should always keep that house close to your heart and be careful of others trying to take it from you. You never know what will happen, and you can't trust other people. Humans turn into monsters when they get their eye on something so great like that house. You may think I'm being dramatic, but you can never truly know someone, even if they're related to you. So, take very good care of that place and only use it when you absolutely need to. The key is to upkeep maintenance. If an issue arises, you should fix it as quickly as you can. Otherwise, it'll lead to other problems, and before you know it, the roof will be caving in. Do you remember what happened with the drains here?
Yes, Mom, I will do that. You're not being dramatic at all. You are right, as always. And of course I remember what happened with the drains. I had smelly clothes for 2 months.
Okay, don't say a word to Sandy. I'll speak to her and tell her something to cover up, so don't worry about her. She'll probably get overly excited about it and not even ask about you. You're staying for dinner, right? I was gonna make homemade pasta with garlic sauce. Does that sound good to you?
Yeah, I always love eating your food. It's the most delicious thing in the whole world. And you know I love garlic.
Babe, you're home late today. I thought you were coming home at 5. I've been waiting for you since. I tried calling you, but you wouldn't pick up your phone. Is everything okay? I was getting worried.
Oh, I didn't know you'd be here tonight. I thought you were coming over tomorrow. I must have gotten the dates mixed up. I was gonna go to your house later on, but you turned up here without saying anything. I mean, obviously I don't mind that you're here. It's just a shock, and I feel bad for not coming home sooner.
Yeah, well, I finished work early today, so I thought I'd check up on you, seeing as I was in the area. But when I got here, you were nowhere to be seen. I called you like 10 times. Did you not notice? It has been ages since I got here. Where were you all this time?
Oh, my mom said she wanted to talk to me about something, so I went over to hers. I ended up staying for dinner. That's why I'm back so late tonight. The service at my mom's house is never any good, so I don't get calls or texts when I'm there usually. I'll probably get a notification saying you spam called me in a few minutes.
I see. I'm glad you were safe. How's your mom? Is she feeling okay after the funeral and everything has ended? I thought about sending flowers, but I got worried that it might make her even more sad, so I just left it in the end. Anyways, I came here to ask you something as well.
Oh, really? What is it? Could you not have asked me over the phone?
Well, I remember your dad saying that he'd get you a house if his business ever did well. And thanks to you, we all know how well it did in the end. He said he has a small plot of land outside of the city, and maybe one day he'll either build a house there or sell it, or give the land to you. He said it ages ago. Do you remember? Your mom was there as well. It was when we went over for dinner a few years ago, and your mom made that delicious nut roast. There were caramelized onion roast potatoes and everything. I'm sure I heard it right at the time. But my point is, are you going to be dividing up his assets? You're getting the house and the plot of land, right?
Oh, dividing up the assets? I haven't thought about that actually. I can't take all of that for myself. What about Sandy and my mom? They need to get something as well. It would be unfair for me to take it all. My mom deserves more than me. We all know how hard she works to take good care of us, and there's Sandy as well. She's been working so hard to make sure my mom doesn't fall into debt. I can't just take all of it.
Okay, so what are you inheriting then? You must have thought about it at least once. I would have been thinking about it every day after your dad mentioned it a few years back. Your father has passed on, so his assets need to be sorted out soon. Otherwise, it might cause some kind of tension between the three of you. You can't just get nothing out of all of this. You're the firstborn. We're getting married soon. We need it more than anyone else. Think about how much the wedding is costing us already. Think about how nice it would be just to not have to worry about any of that and have it all paid for. You haven't even told me what I'll be getting. I'm your fiancé after all. I must be getting something.
What? Oh, well, my mom told me something today. My dad actually wrote a will before he passed on. He had already decided who was getting what way before he passed on. My mom said it was dated from 3 years ago. I was gonna tell you, just after I'd sorted some things out. I wasn't 100% sure what was gonna happen, and I didn't want to get my hopes up. We might have to pay tax on a load of it, so yeah. I just didn't want to get you excited and then have to burst your bubble.
That's the kind of thing you should tell me as soon as you hear about it. Why didn't you tell me right away? So what are you inheriting?
A house that my dad bought years back.
What? Really? He's given you a house? Wow. Just think about how much you'll get if you sell that. It'll be like we've won the lottery. With all that money, we can buy an even nicer house. We'll be able to live happily, worry-free.
Babe, but it's the house I got through my father's death. Winning the lottery? How can you relate it to that? I'd rather have a father than a house. You're being insensitive. And on top of that, why would you get anything from this? It's my decision, isn't it? Also, the apartment I've sorted for us is more than enough. It's the nicest place I will have ever lived in.
Oh, right, yes, I'm sorry. I didn't even think about it. I just got carried away. I meant it's money that we could get without any kind of thought, like a gift. I just meant it as if it's gonna help our marriage a lot. I just mean that we can get a place that's even nicer than the apartment you've chosen, and we wouldn't have to pay any rent. Have you thought about using it for something like that? No rent at all?
My dad worked so hard in order to save up for that house for me. Even before I was born, he was saving up for me. How can I just use it like that? Just throw it away like that? I'm not going to sell the house my dad gave to me. I don't have any plans to do anything like that at all. I'm still distraught to have lost my father at such a young age. I'm still struggling every single day.
Right. It hasn't been long since he passed. There's no way you would have thought about it deeply yet. It's too soon. When you've recovered slightly, just think about it, okay? Think about what it'll be like living in a place that we own. Just think about the future. Think about how you'll use that house in the future. Don't worry about it right now. If you're finding it difficult to think about it on your own because of your dad, just talk to me about it. I can always help you out. And my mom as well. She's always useful with things like this. We're all gonna be family soon. It might be good for everyone to know what's going on. It won't hurt to keep me and my mom updated. We can work through this together.
No, I don't have any plans on selling the house right now, so I don't think there's anything to think about or mull over. That's it. I'm not selling. And it's not like we have any children yet, and we're not even married yet. So there's no need to try and update our apartment to a better one. We don't need it. Now's the time to be saving up for things like that. We need to live quietly for a while and enjoy our new marriage.
Hey, I get that, but wouldn't it be nice to be doing all of that in a nice house? One that we own? Anyway, my point is, don't set your mind on that apartment too firmly. Just keep the idea of moving to a better place in the back of your mind, okay? Think about it from time to time.
Okay, fine. I'll do that.
Wow, it's nice to come and have a few drinks once in a while, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nice to unwind. We hardly go out on dates anymore with all the wedding planning and work. Whiskey has gotten a lot more sweet since Dad passed on. He always loved a glass at the end of a busy week. We might as well cherish it and drink up while we can. I just can't believe he went too quickly.
Babe, don't cry now. Come on, you've cried enough. If we can show him how well we're living, he can finally take the time to rest in heaven.
You're right. He wouldn't want to see me sad over this. I must keep it together for him.
Right, watching you buy your own house must be a nice sight from above. Have you thought about it at all?
Oh, no. I just don't see the point. The apartment I've chosen is great. It has amazing facilities and the area is safe. There's the fence along the perimeter and someone who works the gate at all times. There isn't a place that gets better than that. And if you think about our salaries, the place fits up perfectly. There's no point in putting ourselves in a financially difficult position just to live in a nicer place.
Hey, I'm not talking about our income. Just think about our assets together. We could have so much. Look, I've got a good idea about something.
What's that? A good idea? Fine. What is it? Tell me.
I've thought about it a lot. Firstly, you need to sell the house that your dad gave you. Then, with that money, we move into my mom's neighborhood and live there from now on. That way, my mom can help us out with a load of different things because she's so close.
What? Are you drunk, babe? What are you talking about? You're not making sense.
No, I'm not drunk at all. What isn't making sense? I don't get it. Are you joking with me? Look, if you sell your dad's house, we don't have to waste money renting. It's simple. I don't see why you wouldn't want to sell. It'll save us from wasting money over the next few years. We can start saving up for a baby then. And if you think about the area, where my mom lives is great. And that way, she can come around and help us out with things. It'll make it much easier to focus on our jobs for a while, and we can really save up a load of money. And if we do have kids, they'll be able to have their grandmother around the corner. She can look after them all the time, and we can still live the life we live now. We can go on dates during the week and see friends on the weekend. You know my mom loves kids. She won't mind at all. She'll want to look after them. Don't you think this is the right choice? It works out perfectly for us.
No, I don't want to do any of that. You're not thinking about it properly. What about our friends and work? We'll have to commute for over an hour to do anything we want or need. And there's no way I'm selling that house. I've already told you I'm not selling it. And if your mom lives around the corner, I'll never fully be relaxed. I'll have to watch my behavior wherever I go. You know she doesn't know I smoke. Why should I have to live like that? Getting married means you can live life the way you want. and I don't want to live like that. Look, she's a mother to you, but not to me. She's not my mom. I don't love her the way you do. It doesn't matter how hard she tries to make me feel welcome, I'll still always feel uncomfortable. Did you ever think about that? Think about it the other way around. Think about me asking you to live next door to my mom. You wouldn't like that either.
Oh, I couldn't live next to your mom. Not really. She'll nag at me for everything. How could I do that?
Exactly. How you feel about my mom is how I feel about yours. It's just too much to deal with, no matter how much you love her. You can't expect me to feel the same way.
Okay, I get that, but it's more common than you think. Loads of people move closer to their parents when they get married. It's better for everyone. And you know how good my mom is at housekeeping. She can help you get more used to looking after the house. You know I'm already good at that stuff. It might be good for you to learn from a pro.
What are you talking about? I'm not just gonna look after our house for you. We're equal in this. Besides, I said it would make me uncomfortable. Do you not care about that? You'd rather be near your mommy and me be uncomfortable than be further away and me be happier? And most important of all, I'm not selling that house. So there's no need to be thinking about any of this. It's not going to happen.
Gosh, you really don't want to spend money to make our newlywed life good, do you? I just don't see why you wouldn't want to sell the house.
What is up with you right now? I've said it already. It hasn't been long since my dad passed away and you want me to sell the house immediately? That's the only thing I have remaining of him. I don't want to spend money on our newlywed life because it will be a waste. We've already got our names down on a very nice apartment in a great area for us. Let's stop talking about this now. I'm going in.
Ugh, this has really put me off my drink now. Are you saying you'd rather die than spend money on me? You are really unbelievable. Fine, go to bed, I don't care.
Susie, it's me. Are you busy right now?
I'm in the middle of something at work, but I can talk for a few minutes.
I heard you got some inheritance from your dad. Why didn't you tell me? Louis told me what you said last night, that you don't want to live near me so you won't sell the house, and that you stormed off and went to bed. What is up with you? Do you really hate the thought of living near me that you turned down hundreds of thousands of dollars through selling the house? Don't tell me you're splitting up.
No, it's not that at all. It's just it hasn't been long since my dad passed away, and he gave me that house after saving up for it for most of his life. I didn't want to just cash it in the moment he died. I wanted to use it only when I really needed to. We've already got an apartment sorted, and it's great in itself. And in terms of living near you, it's not that I don't want to, it's just that I want as much freedom as I can get. I'd love to live near you and get the help that I want, but I want us to be independent.
Susie, why are you pushing me away like this? Why are you refusing the luxury of help when it's available to you? I can cook and clean and do everything for you, including looking after kids. I've been so good to you already. You know how helpful I am. Why are you refusing this? I've spent years learning what foods you like and dislike, what times you wake up and eat breakfast, and what time you go to sleep. I'm the best suited person for this. I've treated you like my own daughter. Even when you cry, I stroke your hair and tell you it's going to be okay. I'm disheartened to think that you don't appreciate me.
I'm sorry if you feel that way. I know how kind and caring you are towards me. I know all the things you do for me, and they're all amazing and a wonderful help. But I just can't sell that house. I can't do it. I'm sorry.
And what reason do you have for that? You don't have a concrete reason at all. I heard that your dad owned some land as well. Isn't it better to sell the house and keep that land instead? Your sister is too young still. She can't handle the responsibility of owning land. She's not even married.
What? I hope you're not saying what I think you are. I'm not taking that land from my sister. My dad divided up all of his assets before he died for a reason, so it was fair. I can't just take it all for myself. And it's not like I have any power towards taking it. My mom saw the will and knows what it says. I can't change it now.
Goodness, the more you speak, the more frustrating you get. Look, I'm just doing this for you. I see you as my own daughter, and I only want what's best for you. So, just come round for a cup of coffee and we can talk about this all, okay?
Okay, I'm busy this week, but I can head over early next week. Hello, Rachel. Katie.
Oh, hello, Susie. It's nice to see you.
Oh, you're here, Susie. Hey, why are you hanging your washing up now? You know it's unsightly for guests to see that. Take it down immediately.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot about that. My dryer is broken, so I've had to hang dry all of my clothes lately.
And I told you to put the food on hours ago. What have you been doing? I'm gonna have to do it all myself now, aren't I? If you've got other things to do, you should have woken up earlier to do them. You can't expect me to do everything around here. You should do it all before you go to work in the morning.
I'm sorry. I normally do it before I leave, but recently I've been finishing work later and later and have to work overtime, so when I come home I'm too tired to do anything and need more sleep, so I end up waking up late.
Oh, Rachel, I'll help Katie with the food. If we do it together, we'll get it done in half the time. I love making dinner for people.
Goodness, Katie, if you'd done this beforehand, then lovely Susie wouldn't have to help you out, cleaning up after the mess you've made. You're such a mess still, even at your age. You'd think a 40-year-old would be able to handle herself, but look at you. You're like a 5-year-old. I can't believe I have to look after you like this in my own home. Look how much stress you're putting me under. I shouldn't be having to deal with this kind of stuff at my age.
No, it's okay, honestly. I love making food. It reminds me of when I was younger, helping my dad make food for my mom after a busy day at work. It calms me down. I would love to help Katie out.
Okay, well, anyways, have you thought about what I said to you on the phone, Susie? I told you to mull it over for a while. I hope you've got good news for me today. You really should have thought about it thoroughly. Just think about the fun we can have living so close to each other. It'll be like a friend sleepover all the time.
Yes, Rachel, I've given it some good thought, and I really appreciate that you were thinking about me and my future and everything. But I think living in the apartment that I've already put the deposit down on is better. It'll be our own home.
No, that's not the right thing to do. I don't know why you're being so silly. It'll be great for you two to own a house at this early stage in your life. Just think about the future when you won't have to be saving up. You're being so foolish. Why would you rent a place when you wouldn't have to at all? If you find a good house to buy, you'll already have increased your income by not spending it on renting. You can renovate the house and increase the selling price for when you sell and you're set. Why aren't you listening to me? I'm giving you advice. I'm mature and have experienced a lot more things than you. I know better than you, so you better listen to me. Just look at Katie over there. She never listened to me growing up, and now she resents me for being right when she made the wrong choices.
Rachel, please lower your voice. She might hear.
I don't care if she hears. It's true, and she knows it herself. Look, just sell that house and live in this neighborhood. You'll be busy working, so living in your own place won't do. I can help you keep your house tidy and do laundry for you so that when you go home you can fully relax. I'm offering you so much of my time, and you don't even say thank you. Look, you know adults know better, and there's a reason for that. I'm just looking out for my daughter-in-law. I'm doing this all for you, don't you see?
Okay, well, I'll think about what you've said again and get back to you.
Rachel was talking about the house your dad left to you, wasn't she?
Oh, yeah.
Wow, that woman, she really is something. Hey, are you around this Wednesday at all?
Oh, Wednesday? Yeah, I'm free. Why, is everything okay?
I'll come to your office. Let's talk over some food. How does that sound? That works for you, right? I've got something to tell you, something very important. You cannot tell a soul. It's very, very important and sensitive information.
Oh, okay then. Hi, Katie. You said you had something important to tell me last time we saw each other. What is it? What's up?
Susie, I'm sorry to tell you this right before your wedding. I just don't want you to experience what I've experienced throughout the years. I need to tell you to prepare you. I'm sure you can tell how much I hate Rachel. It's obvious, right? From laundry to cooking, she treats me like a servant. She gets me to do every single thing for her. Everything.
Oh, well, yeah, I heard the way she talked to you in there. I thought maybe you had had a fight beforehand, but it makes sense now.
She wasn't like this before I got married, and even at the beginning of my marriage, she wasn't like that at all. She was as good to me as she is to you now. Her and Kyle. I actually was in the same situation as you before. My dad had passed away and I got some inheritance from him. Her and Kyle tried their best to convince me to buy a house for us to live in from the inheritance money, and it worked. I spent all of the money I'd received. Back then, Rachel was the same to me. She said she'll be so good to me and help me out with everything. They even convinced me to put her name down on the house. Ever since then, she completely changed. She turned into a vicious creature. She said she'd look after the children, but my firstborn looked more like me than Kyle, and it was a bit difficult to look after when he was young, so she made me look after him. And before I knew it, I was doing everything around the house. Cooking, cleaning, grocery shopping, maintenance. I can pinpoint the moment she began to hate me with all her being. It was when I lowered her pocket money to $500 a month. To begin with, it was $1,000. I don't know how she got me to do that. But then she got sick and I had to spend a lot of money on getting her better, so I had no choice but to reduce it, otherwise I wouldn't have any money for myself to eat and live off of. That woman's objective is to steal the money of her daughter-in-laws. She's out to get every cent of your inheritance. I'm getting divorced soon. It's been too much to deal with. You must be shocked to hear all of this, but I thought it would be better for you to know this before you got married.
Katie, is that true? Don't tell me that's all true. Wow, I'm astonished. I can't believe it. I can't... To be honest, I've been feeling a lot of pressure from her and Louie lately. They've been telling me to sell the house my dad left for me non-stop. No matter how many times I tell them I'm not selling it out of principle, they just ignore me as if that's not a valid reason. They just tell me it would be better financially to have bought a house this early in life. They were beginning to convince me, if I'm honest. But I'm thankful that you've told me this now. I can't believe she did the same to you. She was really trying to sell me on her helpfulness. But I'm really grateful that you've told me this now. Now I see straight through her tactics. I won't ever say a thing about what you've told me today. Thank you for thinking about me and telling me in advance like this.
That's okay, Susie. So are you going to break off the engagement?
Yes, I think that's best at this stage. The atmosphere around those two has been really heavy recently. I can't let myself be fooled into giving away my house. Honestly, I've been thinking this for a while. The way those two act around me when they're together has always been weird. They talk about others in such a rude way. So I was beginning to lose my affection for Rachel, and I thought about bringing it up to Louie, how he talks about people.
I was the same. Before I got married, I saw them as such great people. They were kind and loving. So when they changed after I got married, I was so confused. I kept thinking that maybe it was my fault. Maybe I was the one that had changed. I thought if I tried to act better, then they'd be nice to me like they had been before. But no matter how much I tried to appease them, they were exactly the same. You saw the way she spoke to me, right? That's how she treats me all the time. I'm her servant. I don't want to be living a lie any longer. Whether there's conflict between me and Kyle or me and Rachel, there's no escape. I can't let myself live like this any longer. There are people out there who treasure their in-laws. I want to be a part of one of those kinds of families. I can't believe I let myself be taken advantage of for this long. But that's how they get you. They gaslight you into thinking everything is your fault, and if you try harder, you'll finally receive their attention and love. Don't let them do what they did to me to you. Stay strong in this and fight for yourself. You're still so young and you've got your whole life ahead of you. Don't let yourself be trapped by this family.
Okay, Katie. Thank you so much for saving me from them. I'll decide on my plan quickly. I won't let myself live that life. Never. I'm home. Oh, it looks like he's talking with someone.
Look, Mom, I'm trying my best to talk about it. She's weak-minded, and if we keep taking turns and trying to convince her, maybe it'll work. I'm sure we can get her to sell. If not, I might have to rethink the marriage. I only started dating her because I knew her father had a lot of cards in his hand. But who knew we'd be this lucky for him to die so soon? Soon he'll be paying for our lobster and clothes under a great new house. You and me are the lucky type, aren't we? No, Mom, you don't need to worry about that. If she says she's not selling the house one more time, I won't hold back. I'll deceive her into thinking it's my right to have the house. Mom, let's think about the kids later. First things first is the house. Once we're happily married and have kids, there will be no reason for her to divorce me. Then we can change the name on the house. But first, we need the house. Don't worry. Anyways, she's got tons of money. There's no way I'm living in a rented apartment. Whatever happens, she needs to sell the house. Yes, Mom, I'm seeing her today, so don't worry. I have it under control. There's not much time until our wedding now, so we'll just have to wait and see. I'll call you again soon, okay? Oh, babe, how long have you been there for? I didn't hear you walk in.
Oh, I've been here for 5 minutes. The whole time you were talking to your mom, I was stood right here.
Oh, right. Did you hear our conversation?
Yeah, I did. Why? Was it something I wasn't supposed to hear?
Oh, no, it's just maybe you misunderstood the conversation because you didn't hear the other side. That's all. My mom is just saying all of that because she's worried for us. She's worried that our marriage won't go as smoothly as she wanted. My mom's just worried. That's why she was talking about the house and changing the names and stuff. Yeah, she's just worried. There's no one else but you know that? It's all just my mom. I'm just agreeing with her to calm her down, okay?
Oh, really? From what I heard, it was quite the opposite. I heard that you wanted to change the name on the house that my dad gave me to yours. You really were working hard to discuss the intricacies of how you'd managed to get the house under your name. And you only started seeing me because of that? I heard it all of it. It seemed like you wanted to trick me into giving you all of my inheritance.
No, that's not how it is. You're misunderstanding.
I don't think so. It seems as clear as day to me. Don't try to backtrack now, it's too late. Everything you've ever done for me or said to me has been fake. I've caught you in the act. There's no way you're getting out of this. You really thought you could get me to change the name on the house? You thought that if you married me, I'd just give it away to you, didn't you?
Babe, there's no need to speak like that. The wedding is coming around faster than ever now. Let's just stop this now. You're not thinking about doing anything impulsive, are you? Are you?
Let go of me! I'm going home!
Honey, where are you going? Just hear me out for a second. Mom? Something really bad happened.
What? What is it now?
I think Susie heard everything we just said. The whole conversation.
What? How come? How could she have heard that?
I didn't hear her come in, and she was standing behind me. She slipped in the door without a sound and heard the whole conversation, from start to finish. When we hung up, I felt a breeze and I turned around and she was just standing there next to the door. It was wide open still. Her face was so scary. It was obvious she just heard everything that we spoke about. She asked me if I only planned on marrying her to take her dad's inheritance. What do we do now?
What is wrong with you? Why weren't you being careful? You knew she was coming round tonight. Well, there's not much we can do now. The cat's out of the bag. Sort it out yourself. Make something up.
I don't know what to do. She heard the stuff about the inheritance and everything. But I think she also heard me say I might rethink the marriage if she doesn't sell. What am I supposed to do now? I've really messed it up with that one. My head hurts. I can't do this.
I just don't know why she would get to yours early and just stand there and listen to your conversation. It's rude. She should have announced herself. What a strange girl. Just say that you meant you thought she wasn't ready to get married. That's why you said you'd rethink the marriage. Just make something like that up. It's better if it comes from you. We both know she won't listen to me now.
But it'll be so obvious that I'm lying. You know I was never good at hiding my emotions when I lie. Can't you just talk to her instead? You're better at this than me.
Fine. I really have to do everything for you, don't I? Okay, just bring her over this weekend.
Okay, Mom, thank you. You better come up with something good, and be kind to her. And please, just ask her one more time to sell the house. She might have thought about it again by then after hearing what I said today. I know you're good at convincing people to do things, so it's better that you say all of this to her than me.
Yes, I'll do whatever you want. Selling that house is the most important thing for us right now. I'll think up a speech and ask her one more time this weekend.
Okay, thank you, Mom.
Susie, honey, it's me. You must be so busy planning for the wedding. Come over to my house for dinner this weekend. I wouldn't want you to be struggling because you're so busy these days. Let's all eat together and relax.
Oh, I'm sorry, Rachel, but I'm busy this weekend. I don't think I'll be able to make it to yours for dinner. We'll have to do it another time.
What? But I've already done the grocery shopping for it. You can't let all that food go to waste. And there's nothing more important than wedding planning. You need to rest up and take some time off. Have a nice meal cooked for you. Don't be like this and just make some time. It's only dinner, a few hours at most.
Oh, I'm sorry, I can't.
Hey! You're really trying your luck, aren't you? How can you refuse your future mother-in-law? I'm not asking you to go on vacation for 2 weeks. It's only 2 hours. We all know you don't have anything else to do.
Okay, I'll come over for dinner. 2 hours at most.
Right, okay. I also found out that you heard mine and Louie's conversation the other day. Why were you listening in on him like that? It's rude! Louie told me he was so upset that you listened in and took the wrong end of the stick about what we said. You can't just listen to half a story and come to your own conclusions. It was rude of you to assume such horrible things about my son. You have misunderstood, okay? Look, just don't get yourself worked up and get angry at Louie for no reason. I'll clear it up for you. Ask me anything.
Rachel, as for the conversation, I have something else to say. I've thought about it long and hard, but I think it's better to just tell you sooner. I will tell you what I've thought about this weekend with Louie. You don't have to make my favorite meal as well. There's no need to go to such efforts. I won't have much time, so I won't be able to eat the food anyway.
Okay, come over and we can talk about whatever's bothering you. I'll see you this weekend.
Okay.
Babe, why aren't you picking up my calls? Are you angry with me? Have I done something to upset you? Just tell me what it is and I'll apologize. I didn't mean to do it, whatever it is. Or are you just being sensitive because our wedding is getting sooner? I know you're stressed, but please, just talk to me. Just talk to me, then we can sort all of this out. Okay? How does that sound? I don't want you to be angry at me over something that I don't know what I did. You need to tell me, babe. Oh, I hope you're not angry about what you heard the other day. You never listen to me when you're angry, not even when you're in the wrong. Don't you think you're being a bit too much when you're the one that misunderstood? You could at least pick up my calls. We decided to get married after all this time. Are you really gonna let this misunderstanding break our trust? Really? You've been completely ignoring me for a few days now. Why are you doing this? Seriously, let's just talk about it. Come on, think about it. Over the years, think about how good I've been to you. How can you do this to me when I've been so good to you? I would never do this to you. I'm really trying to be nice here, but I'm losing my patience.
I had something to think about, that's why I didn't pick up. So, you're saying I misunderstood the conversation the other day? I'm pretty sure I heard everything, clear as day. I really didn't know that the house my dad gave me played such an important role in our falling in love and getting married. When actually I heard you say it was the only reason anything between us ever happened? And lately I've been feeling that you and your mom are getting very involved with the money I have. That money has piqued your interest in me. I'm sorry, but I've put up with this for too long now. I thought you were deeply in love with me, but it was the money you were in love with all these years. Our love was only a pretense.
Oh, what are you saying? We're getting married, and you know that's not cheap. Is it really that bad to be interested in your future wife's finances before you get married? You're tying yourself together by law. It's better to know something beforehand than to find it out after the fact. We're gonna be spending and saving our money together from now on. But you're trying to keep it all for yourself? We're getting married. Why do you have to get it all to yourself and I have to struggle on my own? It's selfish.
What? Selfish? Did you just call me selfish right now? I think you're mistaken. The house my dad gave me doesn't just automatically become yours because we're getting married. There's nothing else I have to say to you right now. I've already made up my mind anyway. You can't try to change it now. Actually, I did have one more thing to say. One more very important thing to tell you, but it'll have to wait until this weekend when your mother is there as well.
Fine, and my mom's gonna ask you to sell your house again this weekend. I sensed it when I spoke to her on the phone yesterday. She really just wants to help us out, that's all. You know that when she asks us to move near her, she only wants to be near so that she can do things for us. Look, if you sell the house, she'll find a great place for us. She knows the area like the back of her hand. She knows which places have been on the market for the longest and such. No matter how many times I say, you won't believe me, but I guess it can look like we're just out for your money from your point of view. But it's all a misunderstanding, okay? There's no one out there who's nicer to their daughter-in-laws than my mom. Seriously. So please, just try and understand where she's coming from. She's not the best at communicating her feelings. Please, just try to understand. There's no need to go off astray and leave us over this. If you just do what she says, she'll feed you every single meal for the rest of your life. You'll never have to lift a finger at home.
Please just stop talking about it now. My dad gave me that house for myself, so I will do what I want with it, and you need to understand that. It's not me that needs to do the understanding. Don't try to convince me anymore. It won't work. I won't change my mind.
Gosh, you're so incredibly stubborn, aren't you? Even if we get married, there's always going to be things that we can't agree on. I don't know what to say to you at this point. Nothing will get through. If you carry on like this, you're only ever going to hear things that you want to hear and never take advice from anyone, not even people who know better. You're really going to get in trouble at some point. Especially when it comes to family matters. You need to listen to someone with experience like my mom. Just think about having someone like that beside you at all times. You'll always be able to get a good second opinion, one with basis and knowledge. You think you know everything, but you really don't know anything at all. You have no idea how frustrated me and my mom are these days just because of you.
Stop talking. I won't reply to you any longer.
Hey, why do you have to have such an attitude when I'm trying to help you out? Do you just think that you can push me aside because I'm being kind to you? You are driving me crazy. I just can't talk to you any longer. I'll see you at the weekend.
I'm here.
Oh, you're here already, Susie. Come on in, you too, Louie. The food is all ready now, so you can eat with us, Susie.
Hello, Rachel. I'm back from work.
Oh, you're here. And what time do you call this? You're late. You should come straight home when you finished work. I told you that Susie was coming today, and yet you were late.
I'm sorry. I had no choice today. My boss asked me to help her with something. It ended up taking much longer than we thought.
I don't care. You're just making it up. I know you hate coming here. Anyway, I'm just saying you try your best to be as inconvenient as you can to everyone. Look what you've done. Now the food is getting cold. Go and heat it up.
Rachel, you said you had something to say to me? I'm busy, so this can't be long. Please hurry up.
What? Oh, yes. I heard that you overheard my conversation with Louie a few days ago. I think you were wrong to eavesdrop on our conversation. Seeing as Louie says you won't listen to anything he said to you, I'll say this one more time to be clear. You know I keep mentioning selling the house your dad left for you. I'm only saying it because it's the best option considering your future. It will be a massive help. And I also heard that you overheard Louie saying he won't get married if you don't sell it. You know what Louie is like. He always over-exaggerates everything. But he didn't mean it like that at all. It's just that he thought about postponing the wedding until you two found a house. The idea just came about after thinking about the housing situation. It's better to buy a place instead of rent nowadays. So we just thought maybe it would be better to postpone the wedding a little while until you two had found a house to live in. It's less stressful that way. And Louie didn't start dating you because you had money. That's not true at all. I mean, he heard that your in-laws had money. But at the time, there were loads of women that were far richer than you. If he wanted to marry for money, he could have, is my point. See, you misunderstood everything.
Are you done with your ludicrous lies? I'll say what I have to say now. I'm leaving him, and you for that matter.
What? What did you just say? Am I hearing things? But Louie loves you so much. And after all we've done for you over the years, you come here and say you're leaving us? How would you? Are you crazy?
Babe, you're leaving me? What? What is going on? You're the one that misunderstood.
I'm not so sure that I misunderstood, though. I've been watching your behavior for a while now. I've been sensing that you're trying to take my inheritance off of me for ages. And seeing how you've mistreated Katie, it seems like I'm headed down that path as well. Before I know it, I'll be cleaning up after you in my own house. I don't want anything to do with you or your horrible son for a moment longer. You can think whatever you want about me, I don't care. I'm doing what's right for me. I'm going.
Hey, what do you think you're doing? You're going? Do you think you're better than us because you own a house? Is that it? You think we're too poor for you? Look at how you're acting after I've been so good to you over the years. You can't step a foot outside of this house until you take back what you said. You can't leave me. You can't.
Katie has done some very bad things to us. That's why I sometimes lose my cool with her. I can't be expected to treat someone that was rude to me nicely, can I? But if you just do what we say, we'll be good to you for the rest of your life. You can't compare yourself to Katie. She never listened to us. Why are you walking away from us? We're the nicest people you'll ever meet. You are not leaving my son.
Don't overdo it trying to keep me here. You might pull a muscle. We wouldn't want that, now would we? No matter what cheap treat you throw my way, I won't change my mind. Only a crazy person wouldn't leave. But I am leaving right now.
Hey, what do you think you're doing? Who knew your girlfriend was such a wench? You spoiled little brat. What are you looking at? Leave.
Huh, Rachel, I was gonna tell you about this after the wedding out of courtesy, but I can't take it any longer. I'm telling you this now. I want a divorce. I'm leaving Kyle.
What? What did you say? Why do you want a divorce all of a sudden? Do you really think you can leave our family just like that? You think you can destroy us like that? You wouldn't dare.
Rachel, I packed my bags this morning ready to leave. You won't see me again after this evening. I don't want anything to do with you. Well, I might see you at court, but that's it. Take care of yourself.
You're crazy. You're all crazy. If I had a daughter, I wouldn't bring them up to be like you. They would be decent and grateful for the help of others. Come back here. Where do you think you're going?
Mom, I'm home.
Oh, Susie, is that you? Are you okay? Why are you here at this time? Did you message me? I didn't know you were coming.
Mom, I'm sorry. I know it hasn't been that long since Dad passed away. I just came from Rachel's house. I'm breaking off the engagement.
What? What's going on for you to say that? The wedding is so soon.
I'll tell you the details after I've sorted out my head. But in short, I was deceived by Louie and his mom. They planned to take everything from me. The house Dad left me and all of my life savings, even Sandy's plot of land. The only reason he wanted to marry me was to take that all from underneath me.
What? Is that true? Well, you've made the right choice. You shouldn't have to marry a man like that.
Yeah, I also came to that conclusion. I thought about it a lot, and I can't do it. I've given up my life to two hollow figures of human beings. They're hiding demons inside of them. The outside is sweet and warm, but on the inside they are incredibly cold. So, I'm sorry, Mom.
Hey, there's nothing to be sorry about. You haven't handed out the wedding invitations yet. It could be worse. You don't need to worry about me at all. I'm just so upset to see you upset like this. The fact that someone could hurt my daughter so much, it breaks my heart.
I'm okay, Mom. I've been preparing myself to deal with the sudden break recently. I'm dealing with it better than I thought. For the time being, I'll just have to really focus on work. That'll distract me for a while, I'm hoping. It's just so hard, because bad things keep happening one after another.
Susie, my baby, you know you can always come to me if you're having a hard time. I'll look after you. You can lean on me and I'll lead you on. That's what family is for.
Okay, Mom, thank you. Thank you for understanding and not asking me to explain.
Hey, Susie, are you crazy? Are you really planning on messing up mine and my mom's life like that? I've never seen this side of you before, and it is truly crazy. Lunacy! Come back and apologize right this second, and pick up your cell.
What do I have to apologize for? I've done nothing wrong. You should be the one apologizing. You and your witch of a mother. You lied to me for years and years, pretending to love me and be in a loving and respectful relationship, but it was all a facade. If you have any kind of conscience, don't contact me again. No calls or text. I won't answer. I'm leaving you. There's no need to contact me ever again.
Okay, Susie. I guess things like this can happen when planning a wedding. Stress levels are high and people don't think through things. You're the one misunderstanding the situation right now. Just take a step back, just relax and realize it's the wedding prep stress. You're living an illusion. Me and my mom are always on your side forever. If you leave all of your issues to my mom to fix, you can take some time to yourself and rest up. Everything will be easier if you just give my mom freedom in sorting out your inheritance. You'll feel as light as a feather. That way you can enjoy our wedding more. You don't know what you'll be losing. Me, the best husband anyone could ask for, and my mom, the kindest person who is willing to do anything for her daughter-in-law. You'll regret it for life. So pick up your phone right now and apologize to my mom. You don't even need to apologize to me. I understand everything. Take it back. We're not breaking up. I won't be giving you many chances to apologize either. Stop being so proud and just come and apologize.
Don't kid yourself. You saw me as a pushover, but oh, you were so wrong. You really thought I was that weak? You really thought that I would share my entire inheritance and life savings with you and your greedy family? That's what you do, isn't it? You search for the weakest girls to put them under your spell and steal their livelihood from underneath them. Don't live like that. You know you're better than that. Anyway, that's not my problem now. Don't contact me. If you do, I'll report you for harassment.
Hey, I don't see what your problem is with me. We're trying to help you. Were you brainwashed by someone or something? You're acting crazy. You listened so well before to what I had to say, but now you're acting like this? Why are you trying to rebel against people who aren't trying to control you? Answer me! You're not gonna answer me, are you? Fine. I was gonna take your apology politely and move on, but I can't do this anymore. Don't walk away from me. Turn around and talk to me like an adult.
Hi, Mom. I'm at work. I'm about to finish. Can I call you back then, or is there something urgent?
Susie, when you're done with work, maybe you should come over to my house. They're here, Louie and Rachel.
What? I said I'm done with them. Why have they come all the way to yours to find me? Tell them to leave right now. They're not welcome there.
Well, I tried to talk to them, but they won't listen and are demanding to see you. I said they have no business being here as I don't have anything to say, but then they went outside and started shouting down the street. The neighbors started to look out their windows to see what's going on. So now they're inside. I had no choice. I had to make them be quiet. They said they came to try and convince you that you were wrong. They're saying that you've misunderstood everything, and that you shouldn't have broken up with Louie over this.
Oh my gosh. They are shameless, shameless people. Mom, I'm so sorry. I'll come right now. I'm just clocking out. If they continue to raise their voices at you, call the cops. Please don't let them bully you.
They've lowered their voices since coming inside. I can handle them until you get here. I've got it for now. I'm just a little uncomfortable as I don't have anything to say to them. I won't say a thing until you get here. I'll wait for you, honey.
Okay, Mom, I'm leaving now. I'll call a cab. What on earth is going on here? Why would you come to my mother's house?
Because you won't pick up my calls. You can't leave me like this. We've done nothing wrong to you. This is completely out of the blue and ridiculous. Lizzie, you can see how rude your daughter is being. Try and persuade her not to do this, please. It was obviously all a misunderstanding.
You've made us come all the way over here. We're just trying to make you see how you've completely misunderstood us. When there's a misunderstanding, it needs to be resolved as quickly as possible. You're painting us as horrible people. We don't care about money. This is all your fault. Apologize this second and take back what you said. You can't leave him. Lizzie, did you know your daughter was such a rude, spoiled brat? But first, apologize to me, Susie. I'll talk to your mother later.
Wow, you two are really shameless. Did you not think I might find out that you've been lying to me? Mom, a while ago I overheard a conversation between Louie and Rachel. Louie said that he only started dating me because he knew that Dad had a lot of money saved up and assets too. And ever since Dad passed away, they've been trying to get me to sell the house he left for me. They wanted me to sell the house and buy a newer one in Rachel's neighborhood. What else? Oh, and after we got married and had kids, they were planning on changing the name of the new house that I would have bought to Louie's name, so that I would have nothing to do with it.
What? You must be crazy. Rachel, why would you do that? Steal a house, the only lasting memory of my daughter's father, from the sweetest and kindest young woman. Susie hadn't told me the details of what had happened until now, but after hearing it, I'm ashamed to even be in the same room as you.
Mom, I found out some other things, but this time not from the conversation. When I went round to Rachel's house for dinner one evening, Katie was slaving away doing everything for Rachel, taking her shoes off, rubbing her feet, making the dinner, cleaning up after, and then going to the store to buy more wine for Rachel. That night, Katie took me aside and said that what had happened to her was about to happen to me. Kyle had married Katie on the pretense of love, but they all tricked her. First, it was her father's inheritance that they stole, then the new house that she bought, and then her life itself. She is their servant. On top of that, Rachel demands pocket money to live off of every month. It was $1,000 at one point, but because Rachel got ill and demanded that Katie pay off her medical bills, Katie was forced to lower the pocket money to $500. Ever since then, Rachel has made her life a living hell. That's why I'm leaving.
What? Wow, they're even worse than I thought. How can someone be so rotten inside? Right, get out of my house this instant. I don't want to hear a sound from you two ever again. Leave and never come back.
Wow, you're really believing that? It's all a misunderstanding. Please just let me explain. Just listen to me this once.
Mom, what do we do now? Susie knows everything. You can't deny it any longer.
What are you gonna do? Get out. That's what you're going to do. Get out before I call the cops.
No, Susie, please. Can't you just let this one slide this one time? Just this once. I'll be better to you, okay? I'll be the best husband anyone could have.
Don't even say my daughter's name ever again. Get out right this second. Susie, call the cops. Hurry.
Yes, Mom.
No, we'll leave.
You rotten excuses for human beings. Do not ever step foot within a 5-mile radius of me or my daughter. Otherwise, you're going down.
So that was how it ended. I had a meeting with those 3 people and told my mom everything I knew. Instead of suffering on my own after leaving Louie, I'm feeling better than ever, refreshed and happy. If Katie hadn't have told me the truth that evening, I would have lost my entire life to those thieving people. My money and assets washed down the drain after getting married. I feel so grateful for Katie to have told me everything that happened to her. Without her, I would be in a very bad position. After my dad passed away, it was very difficult to break off the engagement like that. But now I'm focusing on my work life and recovering well. Thank you for listening to my story. If you liked today's video, like and subscribe to see more content.